Hello viewers, you are welcome to this tutorial. This session is to teach you how to subtract one date from another date. So you have your birthday, okay, and you want to subtract the current date from your birthday, so you know the number of days left to your birthday. Okay, so that's what we want to do in this tutorial. So let's just jump onto what we have to do. Okay, now bear in mind, the first information to have as a head start is that before you can subtract one date from another date, you have to or you need to have both of them in a date time format. Okay, so that is why you have to retransform this actually to your date time format. We don't need them just as blur as it is. You have to transfer them to a date time format. Okay, so just take that into consideration. All right, so that is what we are about to do in this tutorial, because you cannot subtract a string from a date time expecting the number of days left. So we need this and we convert it to this. So we jump into our code. So now this is a long code to write. Okay, I can just come up here and give today's date as well. If I have today's date, I will tell you why I said this is a long code. Okay, so current date equals date time dot today. Okay, so this is the code I have. So I have all this, and so this will receive the input from the user. So instead of saying user value, I say user date. So user date. Okay, and after receiving, I want to subtract this because this is my birthday. Okay, so don't subtract this one, just subtract this. If your birthday is passed, it tells you negative. Okay, negative number of days left. So we have user date, which I write them here. Okay, so this is what I have. Then after all this, I subtract. So be careful of the bracket. This bracket is for the print statement, but we're subtracting the outcome of this. Okay, the outcome of all this code. That's why I said the code is too long, for the sake of readability. But let's continue so you appreciate it when I talk about readability. So we have a whole long of code, and I bring the subtraction. Then after the subtraction, I say subtract from the current date. Okay, so if I should print this code, enter your date of birth, 23rd of August, okay, 2020. That is when my birthday is happening. Then it tells me you have 76 days and this time left. Okay, so this is the time left, and you know if I want to modify it, all you need to know is use the strf time, all those kind of things. So 76 days left. All right, so now this code is still too long, so let's shorten it, and it ensures readability as well. So all I have to do is to modify this one. So come down here and say user date, because I'm not going to use the user date any longer. Okay, I just used it to receive input from the user, so I'm modifying it to make it a date and a time object. But moreover, I can stop it and use another value and say user modified date. Maybe I still need the user's date he entered in a string format, because if I transfer it and I need it back to a string, I have to retransfer it again. Okay, so maybe I can choose to leave it this way and have another name of a variable, or I can continue. All right, so here I can have all this, which will do the transformation, because the print statement only modifies for display. The print statement does not modify the variable itself, it only modifies during display. Okay, and so this code will modify for display only. So I can say user date. So now, because of this code, I have reassigned a new value, which will be the value of this variable. So it will be transformed from a string to date time. So check here, if I say print type of user date, it will be a string. And if I print let me know, waste time when typing. Okay, so if I copy this code and I print it here, if I should run, check what happens. So I have 23rd of August 2020. It says, let me go up. Okay, it is a string, and later the second one is a date time. So that's what happens. Okay, so you should be careful in your types. Always make sure you check the type so you don't confuse yourself. All right, so that's what is actually happening right now. We've subtracted one day from another date, so we have to modify it in a way which looks good, because if I run this code, this then is too much of a way for me to read. 27th December 2020. Okay, 18 days, and all this time I only need the number of days. The number of days is what I actually need. Okay, so if I put emphasis on the date, what is left for me to do is to say dot days. Okay, but if I will say dot days, I have to put all this in a big bracket. Okay, all this in a bracket, because if I put the dot date to the current date, it only assigns it to the current date. So I have to say dot days. All right, so the dot days will happen after the subtraction because it's in the bracket. Okay, so after everything that happens within the bracket, I only need the days. So if I run it and say 23rd of December 2020, okay, 198. So it did not bring me days because I've only specified I need days. But if I leave it agile, you know, it brings the days itself. It adds days to the string, but that's not what I need. So if I want to add the days myself, I bring a comma, okay, back to our string stuff, okay, and so I go like days left, okay, days left to your birthday. So that's all. If I should run this code and say 23rd December 2020, and it runs, it tells me 198 days left. Okay, I should have said days left. So this is what you have to know. If you really want to modify it within a string, just go straight to the point, do it .days, and add whatever you want to add to it. Alright, so or I can say .date, .date, or if I put a .date right here, let me see, .date, and let me have .date as well. Let me see what happens if I should run this code and give 23rd of August 2020. It tells me 77 days left. Okay, I think I should modify this then. So 77 days left. But check it out. If I take away the .date, okay, take away the .date and run this code, and I use 27th August. I guess it's 27th August I used earlier. It tells me 80 days left to your birthday. Alright, so check. This tells me 80 days left to your birthday. But introducing the .date, I'm doing it again just for your sake. Okay, so introduce the .date where you have the date, where you have the date time, not a string. So I entered 27th August. I was told 80 days left. So let me enter 27th August 2020. They said 81 days left. Okay, the difference is that this .date restricts it only to display the date. Now, if I should take everything out, you see what I mean. If I should take all these things out, everything, okay, so I have everything cleared, and I print the date, and I have 23rd of August or 27th of August 2020. Okay, it says 80 days left, and it has time in addition. There is time. But if I restrict it to only date, what happens is it actually adds the date left. So this time is converted to date. So far as there is a time left, it is converted to date, and it adds it to this being 81. Alright, so 27th of August 2020. You see 81 days, and the time becomes 00. So it actually takes the time as a date. So it doesn't say this time left. Okay, so be careful how you want to maneuver around all this. If you want to display the time in addition, cool. But if you only need the date, then kind of go straight to the point, just .date, and it converts all of them to your date. Now, moreover, it's not reliable using it here as well, as I always say. So it is best bringing it at where you are printing. So you still have .date to be here, .date to be here, and you are good to go. Okay, so you don't end up worrying yourself because you still need it in the date and the time format. Okay, so August 2020, it gives me the same output I need. So if I only need the days, I put them within a bracket. I put this within a bracket. I bring another bracket, okay, and I say .day. So be careful of the bracket. The bracket after the subtraction is where I need it. So 27th of August 2020, it tells me 81, and I can add my own display and say days left. Okay, so this is what we have to learn in this tutorial. Watch out for the next one where we move more into time delta. I'll explain it to you so well. Okay, so subscribe to the channel if you have not. Remember to share with new friends. Leave any comment or questions you have. I'll answer you right away. And moreover, like the videos if they're informative for you. Ring the bell to get every update I release. Thank you for